Out him. Hello there. Welcome to Wednesdays in Wonderland. Um, I am going to talk tonight about finding new customers like organically or like without doing things like events, like ways that you can branch out beyond your friends and family, like the people that, you start your Scentsy business with. It was a topic that you guys wanted to talk about. So let's brainstorm some ideas. Nicole Greener, your star director, and I am going to get right off of my just washed out of the shower face and go to screen share for you so that we can talk about a few things. So I know I put this up. One of the things that people when they're trying to like branch out or like reach out to new people, one of the things that you can do, it depends like where you live, or maybe your kids play sports, maybe you've got kids in school, things of that nature. Like you have a community of people that are beyond just like what you normally think of for like friends and family. Like when you first start, we always start with this, what do we call it? Let me see if I have it on here in our page on the files, your list of 100. It does not hurt to ever to look at this. So one of the things that I recommend is that you do this list of 100 anytime, if I can find it on here. If not, I'm going to go on to the other thing. No. Okay. So I'm going to look in our Google Drive. One of the things that I like to do every season, and if I ever kind of like lose my thought process of like, what am I doing here? Is it even on here? It's not even on. No, hold on. There it is. I'm like, we have different files. So I have all this content that's, available for you guys to look at for different things. It's in the Google Drive. I have it saved to the one of our, I'm sorry, I'm like reading and looking for it. I can't talk and like look at the same time. One of our advertisements, like at the top of the page, should have this in here, and I'm not even seeing it. I'm not seeing it. You see if it's in here with the trackers to work your business. Because it could be, because there's a bunch of different trackers in here. Here you go. Here we go. Let's look at this. So it never hurts to do this list of 100, because what it does is it starts to make you think outside of the box, that you know more people than you think. And so it kind of forces you to write things down. So you start with your friends and your family. Maybe you've already like done some of your coworkers, but think about it too on your spouse's end. If you have a spouse, even an ex, you might be friendly with like your ex's family or whatever, but you have like, think about their coworkers too. Like say you do have a partner, say, either you're married or you have a boyfriend, girlfriend, and they work someplace completely different from you. See about them doing what we're going to talk about today, like kind of getting your name out there. Once you have this kind of narrow down what you want to do, I suggest you make different kinds of samples, and it's not overly difficult to make samples. You can make them yourself. We also sell some samples in the consultant store if you don't want to make some, like say, laundry samples. It's not hard to do. Even if you just wanted to do some wax samples, things of that nature, and get someone's feedback, is basically what we're going to do. Is we're going to reach out to people and we're going to get feedback on samples, and it's going to build kind of like a relationship with people. And then you have the option of doing things like offering them specials if they place an order XYZ. And I'll show you how that's not hard to do, where it doesn't cost you anything. So that already has that on there: spouses, friends, family, coworkers. That's got that list too. So think about if you have kids and they're in school, think about your kids' friends, parents, if they play sports, things of that nature. You can also offer to do different types of fundraisers if your kids have sports, or even if, like me, like I don't have any kids. I still reach out to different entities within like the school district here where I live. And I have done different fundraisers for different sports programs. Like I've done it before for the field hockey team. I've done it I've done it for, I think it was like an entire like grade of school. Like it might have been like ninth grade or 10th grade or something like that. The whole grade that worked or had English with this one teacher, she ended up doing a fundraiser for their theater program. Different theater program. I worked with a guy at the dispatch center that he does youth theater, not through a school. It's basically, it was an old theater that he loved, like doing theater and as a child, and he didn't want the building to be like condemned or whatever, and he took over like kind of like restoring it and then like actually putting on productions with these kids. And so I do fundraisers a couple times a year for them, and I'm going to show you like how you can do that. So the other thing too, when you're asking like, or when you're making this list, think about people that you know that might like either to make extra income, or maybe they would like the camaraderie, like the family atmosphere that Scentsy has, or that, you know, you see that like we have amongst each other. I always say that that was an unexpected bonus to joining Scentsy. And the further along I've gone, the more for me, it's become the number one reason why I stay with Scentsy. I do intend on having this be my full-time job when I retire from my full-time job in 5 years. But one of the things is, you know, they always say that if you love what you do, you never feel like you work a day in your life. And that's what I feel like when I do Scentsy, is I don't feel like it's work. And I could, in complete honesty, be here at my desk working on graphics and trying to make different like team things, or like trying to make different training stuff. I could be doing all of that. And I'm not even gonna lie, I could be sitting down here for 4 or 6 hours in a day. Not all the time, but say that that might happen like once or twice a month where I'm sitting down here for that, like an extended length of time. I'm not saying like I don't get up and go do laundry and do other things, but I could literally be down here working on things, and I am so engulfed in doing it. And I am like, I start working on something and I have ADD really bad. Um, but I could be like, oh my gosh, like let me try and do that. And I fall down this rabbit hole of trying these things, and it excites me. And I've said for the past, what's it been, like 7 years, coming up on 7 years, if at any given point in time it didn't excite me and it didn't make me happy, I wouldn't keep doing it. So I don't mind it when I have days like that. I feel really productive, and it really kind of like invigorates me to keep trying new things. That's why I'm always watching other leaders' YouTube videos, tutorials. I'm listening to their team chats they post on YouTube, just because you might get like one new idea you never heard of before, and you can just take it rolling and running with it. So I love that. So you want to start with your list of 100, because if you go through and you make this list, and the people on this list you have not reached out to yet, you're going to have 100 people that you're going to be able to do this. You know, I would like for you to try out this sample pack of XYZ. So we're going to go, I want to go to the workstation, because sorry that I'm moving that very fast. I want to go to the workstation because I want to show you the consultant store. So if you are not capable of making a bunch of different samples, you have options here in the consultant store. Obviously anything back here is going to cost money, so you have to take that into account. The other thing is some of this stuff, it just will help you make samples. And there's other options you have for some of this stuff too. Like, I know that probably sounds confusing. You don't have to use this stuff. You don't have to buy these things, but we do have tools in our workstation that you can use. And for all of this stuff that I'm showing you right here, that I'm going to go over, all of this stuff can be added to an open party you have, and you not pay shipping. If you buy it through the store, you're going to pay shipping. The only time you have to buy things through the consultant store is if it is personalized with your information on it. So if you see a shirt, you see like you want felt samples, you want like these wax molds, whatever you want. If you, I write down what it is and I go into a party that I'm closing out and I add it to that, and I just don't, you don't pay shipping for it as long as that party qualifies for free shipping. So just take that into account. You don't get PRV for it. The only things that you do get PRV for is the oil samples. Um, but so you have this stuff here. Oh, these are really, oh my gosh, these are like really cheap. I'm gonna have to get some of these. So these 1 ml oil sample vials, you could literally take these, what does that be? A pack of 144. You could make little sample um testers for like say pouch parties or whatever with that. It's only $6. I'm probably gonna have to grab some of those because I did not realize that they were on sale. Body sample bundle. So this you have different, ooh, I like this. Oh, finally. So I was just saying the other day, well, not the other day, it was a while ago. We've been saying like they need to make different scents because it's always been like Luna or Go Go Mango or like Shimmer. And look, they have coconut daiquiri, watermelon tangerine, and vanilla waves in here. So guess what? Gonna have to grab some. So this has 4 packets of hand cream, 4 packets of body cream, 4 packets of the body wash, and 4 packets of hand soap in your choice fragrance. So if I wanted to pick coconut daiquiri, watermelon tangerine, vanilla waves, it's going to be $4.80 per 4 pack. That's not bad at all. Okay. Now, this sampling stuff is all a tax write-off. So you purchase this stuff, you make that, you put that on your list at the end of the year for things that you bought for your business. This dish soap sample packet has 10 dish soaps, and then we've got Make a Splash, Sunkissed Citrus, and Vanilla Mint. It even has like the brand new. Oh my goodness. Guess what I'm adding to this party before I close it? The pet packets does not have a different scent thing. So that looks like they might be all honey chamomile, which is a scent that they've had, which is fine. But like I grabbed a bunch of them when I was doing the actual like wolf stock, and I will have to grab some in this party if I'm going to do samples again because I have it at the end of the month. But so let's see, what scents do they have for the laundry? Did they change that any? Clothesline, Cloudberry Dreams, Pink Cotton, and Luna. I've been grabbing Clothesline or Luna for the majority of what I do if I'm doing samples that way. I've also done samples where I've made them myself. And then if you're going to do the laundry samples, you have to get the washer whiffs. But same thing, there are ways that you can use products you can find on, say, like Amazon, or you can buy at Walmart, different containers that you could put products in that you could make yourself. The only thing that I don't suggest you making samples of would be body products. The other thing that I like about purchasing these sample packets is there's information on the back of them that if people, want to see if they're allergic to something or whatever, they could check the ingredients that are listed on these things. So we have Amazon Rain, Clothesline, Cloudberry Dreams, Pink Cotton, Luna. Okay. So some people only give out samples of washer whiffs. They don't give out the actual laundry samples. But if you wanted to really get an idea, like if you wanted people to like really use a product and give you feedback, I would give them the laundry liquid, the scent soft, and the washer whiffs if you wanted to do like laundry. I would gear my sampling through like to a certain degree of different things. And then I do like these things because they're pretty big. You can see that they fit our testers that are, gosh, what are they? Probably like 2.5, 3 times the size of a quarter. So these testers are pretty big. So these packets are pretty big. So you could probably put a few different kinds of samples in there if you wanted to. You could definitely do like the laundry, like all in one, and you could put like a label on it. So you have that option too. And it is $5 for a 50 pack. So you have like all these different things, and that's just clicking on this one like sampling packet. The felt samples are awesome. These felt samples are really thick. I should have probably grabbed some. I actually found felt samples that I feel like they worked better for me because with these, they're pretty big and they're very thick felt and they can really soak up a lot of stuff. And I ended up getting these little tiny felt circle samples that are probably about the size of a nickel. And to kind of do the same thing. So when you're doing felt samples, the reason for it is because you're giving somebody a sample of something. You're able to do more when you do felt samples versus doing a wax mold. You don't want to give somebody this huge hunkin' sample of something and you know, like when you can do felt, you're going to get so many more samples out of it. So I'm going to make sure that our Amazon cart thing is up to date with the things that I have used, because those little circle felt samples are pretty awesome. And I don't even like, sometimes I fully dip them just out of habit. Like I just might dip a little bit, put it on parchment paper, dip a little bit, put it on parchment paper. Because I'm going to put it in a little plastic bag and I'm going to put a label on it. And I'm going to, when I hand them out to people or when I send them for like party packs for like my online scent event parties, basically you just want someone to be able to open that plastic and be able to smell it. Okay. And with the felt, they could take a little warmer, you know, they could take a warmer, clean dish. Okay. Stick the felt sample in there, let it warm up, and they're going to get that scent throw when it's heated. So it's still, they still have that ability to do that. These things are amazing for the hotter months, the spring and summer, because if you mail them, it's flat. If it gets too hot going through the mail, that wax should not really leak out because it should be mostly contained with that felt. And then as it cools down, it's going to reabsorb in the felt. So that's one of the reasons why we really like that. So we've got our list. We've got our samples. Let me look in here because I wanted to show you there were other things in here. Here we go. Bulk sampling. So same thing. You guys, this is available for you to print out if you want to do this. So let's just say, hypothetically, you want to do different products every month. This is a list that you can print out where you can mark off what you made for each month. But I wouldn't just like do a check mark where it says wax and room spray. Like say every single month you were going to do that in the scent of the month. Maybe you don't do room sprays, but you always do wax. So you could just do like scent of the month, like SOTM, SOTM, SOTM. So that's what you did your wax sample of. You also have your felt and scratch and sniff. That's just like same thing, like whatever you ended up doing. Say you did counter clean 4 months out of the year. I would write like, you know, Johnny Appleseed in January, and I'd write make a splash in April, and I would write vanilla mint in August. Like whatever counter clean sample I gave, I would write the fragrance and for the month that I did it. Same thing with Fabric Fresh. You get the idea. You just go through whatever you're sending samples of. Maybe there's something you are just not going to give samples of. Like maybe you're like, I'm not doing the bathroom cleaner because the spray bottle that we have, it foams and I can't replicate that, but I'll do all purpose cleaner. So then you could just cross off this bathroom cleaner part and put the scent down for whenever you're gonna, you know, use it. So you've got this log, so you kind of know what you're doing. This also says join packs, party packs, new team packs, printables, join info labels. Like that's just, I guess, if you know, if you changed it or did something, you know, you have that on here. So you have this, and then this one looks a little confusing, but I promise you it's not. So this is where you can write down the customer's name and the date that it was mailed. And this is to help you keep track unless you do one of these other ways, unless you're able to write things out or make it so that you know what you sent somebody. So you would correlate the date in the mail. So if you sat there and you said, what does this down here? Hold on, let me see if I can I make it? Can I make it? Yes, I can. Can I make it? Can I make it bigger? Here we go. All right, we've made it bigger. So catalog, product list, showcase brochure. So you're gonna check off what did you send them. So I don't like, okay, so if Susie Smith places an order with me, and this is the thing, like this is, people use these also for their Happy Mail. Susie Smith places an order with me online, and I'm going to send her this Happy Mail packet with some samples in it. Well, the first time I send Susie Smith this packet, if I send her a catalog, but then like say 2 months later, she orders again and we're still in the same catalog. I don't want to waste my money sending her another catalog. Maybe I'll send her a product list or a showcase brochure. Maybe I'll send her one of those other ones. So I check off the different things. Thank you card, snap and share sticker. Like I always make sure that I send that my little cards with my stuff that say, snap, tag, brag kind of thing, like take a picture of your goodies, post it on social media, tag me out in it, things of that nature. So if you send any of these other things, this like scent circle, car bar, event clip, scent pack, you're going to check them off as like, say like your thank you. And if you need to know what scent it was, you're going to need to write that down somewhere. But say on here, you sent them a sample of Scentsy Fresh because that's what you did that month. You're going to be able to go back and look at the date and you're going to click off your Scentsy Fresh and you can look at that other list and say, oh, I sent them the Scentsy Fresh in clothesline that month. So you kind of can go back and say, hey, how did you like that scent? Have you ever tried XYZ? I mean, here's the other thing too. If Susie Smith messages me and she's like, hey, you gave me one of those fabric sprays, that Scentsy Fresh. I threw it out after I emptied it, but I really like it. I want more. I don't know what scent that was. I can refer back and go and say, oh, you got it in August, and that month I did it in clothesline. So it just makes it easier for you to keep track because this stuff can get confusing. We have a lot of products. So you would just, check off different things. And this also gives you the chance for you to look at like date mailed. So I would follow up and make sure that they got the package, make sure that they try it out, ask them what they think about different things, and go from there. So this is just like 2 pages of it. So how do you collect information? There's 2 different ways that I have done this before. I use Google Forms mostly, but there's also Jotforms. Both of them don't cost anything. You can do Jotforms where it costs money, but let me see. So say, oh, here we go. I have one made up, Scentsy samples. So I could literally send this to someone to have them fill out so that I can see what they're interested in trying. And okay, so this was I made one as an example. Hold on. For people to fill out after they tried samples. So their email now, I probably already have this stuff, but I'm still going to have them fill out their email, their name, address, phone number, can add you to my email list to share personal specials with you. They check off one or the other. Wax sample, did you like the scent? If not, what type of scent do you like? So you don't just want to be like, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. You want feedback. That's why you're doing this. You want to build a rapport. You want to see what they like, because as something different comes down along the line, if you're like, that is just like that scent, you can reach out to them and say, hey, you really liked Jammy Time. I want you to try this lavender scent that's the scent of the month. That's how you're going to figure out what people like, and you're going to build like a relationship with them. So I leave this with like a long answer so they can type as much as they want. Do you, the wash ropes, do you like how your clothes smell? Did you notice it more than your regular detergent? Just different things. Like I'm asking them questions that's going to get more than just a yes or no answer so that I can kind of build a rapport. And when it comes down to it, so say all I did was a wax sample, a fabric, like a laundry sample, and then maybe like I don't know, they had a dog, so I gave them the pet shampoo. So they go through this list and they're like, well, I want to try the counter clean. And I want to try the Scentsy soak. Like they can sit and say, like, I want to try these different things. So after they give me the feedback, I say, I appreciate your feedback. Message me today to get 20% off your next order, 50% or more. That's my personal special that I'm communicating to them privately because they're only seeing it on here. So basically when they place their order with me, I'm going to take 20% off of it. And that's going to basically kind of come out of my commission. So if they place an order with me, $50 or more, they're going to get 20% off. Like that's what I'm offering them. Jotform is another like submission kind of template that you can build it up with different things. And you can see I have not used it in like 2 years. So I don't even like, oh, I wanted to see it. I want to see it. Let's just edit the form. I don't know what this is, but let's look. Oh, okay. So this was how I shared with people inventory that I had on hand. I have not used this in 2 years, so that'll give you an idea. So I have like this on here, but you kind of get the concept of you could take pictures of your samples. You can also use this to collect like pre-orders for things. I don't recommend doing it for every single like release that we have because you can just handwrite on different forms, things for pre-orders, but you can customize this. What I want to show you is you can customize this however you want. It's very user friendly. I can assure you that if I can figure out how to do this stuff, you can figure out how to do this stuff. It's not hard. There are some things that I do that I have to watch a YouTube video. Like all of these warmers I'm looking and like I do not have any of them. Like maybe one or two, but I do not have any of them anymore. So like if I were to redo this, I'd have to like completely like take a bunch out. But this worked for me because I was sending it to people, and then the way that this is set up is there's one remaining. So if somebody said that they wanted that, they clicked on it and it would send me a message when they were done with their form. Because at the end, I sat there, and it would, if you clicked on things, it would tell you the price. And when it was all done, you put your email, they put their name, address, their phone number, and then they click submit. And let's click on this thing where it says preview form. This is what it looks like to the customer once it clicks on. Okay. So that's no different. This is what it looks like on your phone. Yeah, so pretty cool. And I want to go back. Okay. We're gonna go. I don't want to see that again. Sorry. I want to show you like submissions. Submissions. I don't know what that is, but so you see these are like August of 2020. So trying to see if it clicked on here and it said what she wanted. She definitely gave me a list, but it wasn't like it's being silly. So like I said, I have not used Jotforms in a long time, but it's another way. So the thing with Jotforms is you can only have, I think, 3 forms active. Let's look on here. Let's see. Pricing. Starter free. Okay, 5 forms is all that you can have at one time active. Says 100 submissions. So that's not bad. So that's free. And if you integrate it where you accept payments through it, you can only accept 10 a month. So then you can also pay, if you are going to be using this a lot more. I personally didn't see the benefit, so I don't pay for it. Google Forms is free. And just in the Google taskbar, you just type forms and it pops up. So that is the 2 options that I like using. So for all of these different forms that I have for different things, I do it all the time. Like my party packs for my Facebook parties that I do, they're all on here. So let's look at the holiday collection on here. So I would take pictures and input it in here. with this. And when I sent it to people, they could click on it, like see, like I just gave it like 1 to 5. They could click whatever they wanted, however many they wanted. And then I was able to go in here, see where this says sold out. I was able to go in here when things sold out and type on here that it was sold out and stop them from being able to submit an answer for it. And I kept that on my VIP page, that if there was something that they wanted to order, and I put it out prior to the stuff releasing so that I could get my pre-order going. I did not do this for my harvest. I had sent out a link because the other thing that I do like that they're doing now, that Scentsy's doing now, is they're showing off the up and coming things like a little bit of time prior to it being available. So I can literally share that link so that people can look at something, see what the price is, see all the schematics for it, and then I tell them if they want it, they have, message me and let me know. But Google Forms, to me, it's free. You know, if something happens and you're using so much memory that you need to, pay for more memory, then, maybe you should delete some things. But I've got all kinds of stuff in here. I use it for all kinds of things. And, and I'll reuse it. Like maybe I'll do pre-orders again for the holiday collection, but I'll change it. And then I did one for my Christmas mystery boxes. I tend to get 60 to 75. So I kind of did this because I didn't want to miss anybody. And then I've done fundraiser stuff. So I did a classic car fundraiser for Washington Township, like just different things. So you're collecting the information. The most important thing is to collect people's information prior to you maybe making a sample or giving them a coupon, things of that nature. But yeah, so I have all kinds of stuff on here. I'm not sure if there is anything else that would be helpful or beneficial to talk about. Let me just look on here. I want to make sure that like I answer that question. Yeah. So that is a way that you can like meet new people, is getting these samples out. And you start with like your list of 100. And like I said, if you live like in a housing development or, a nice tight knit community, you can make this stuff up. Okay. And say you wanted to hand it out to people. You wanted to walk around your neighborhood and hand it out. You can do that. And I would just keep a little notepad with me and I'd be like, Susie at 123 Main Street took a sample pack. And then like, even if you don't get like her info, like maybe at least get her cell phone and, in a couple days, text her and be like, hey, what did you think of that sample packet I gave you? People like things and they want to order. I always ask them if they would like to do like an online shopping link or an online scent event and try to get just a little bit more from that, because you got Susie from 123 Main Street. She wants to place an order. Say she wants to order like $100 worth of stuff. You're like, dude, you're $100 away from having a qualifying party and get some free stuff. How about I make a shopping link for you and you can share it with your friends and family. And if they order online, it'll build up your rewards. And then maybe your list can be a little bit less because you can get some of your stuff free and half off. Who's going to say no to that? So that's how you get into like the circle of people that Susie Smith knows, because she's going to have that party and you're going to meet new people. You're going to get their information from them, like ordering. And then you have the ability to make samples for them, follow up with them. When I do deliveries on orders and stuff, I like to, if the people are local, even if the hostess is local, but say, I don't know where everybody that, ordered from her at work lives, I'm still going to bag up every order separately and I'm going to put samples in there. And I'm going to make sure that I have a way to communicate with them so I can text him a week from the day that I give the hostess the package and be like, hey, just checking in to make sure that Susie Smith gave you your goodies, making sure that everything's okay. Did you check out the sample I left you? And just communicate back and forth with people. That's how you meet new people and you build relationships so that you're branching out beyond your first set of friends and family and coworkers. So, is there any questions? I will check for a minute, but that is a good way that you can branch out from just your regular thing and not have to do events. Um, and I've talked about events before, and they can be, listen, they can be intimidating. I'm not going to lie. The first couple times I did events, I was terrified. And I can tell you years later, like I crave to like have more. I'm excited. I have one this Saturday. I have a home party for a customer on Sunday. I have Woofstock at the end of the month, and I've done Woofstock every year since they started having it. I want to say, I think this is the fourth or fifth year that I've done it. Now, they didn't have it during COVID. They did have it last year, and it did very well, but I do not feel like it was the same kind of crowd that I had gotten before. But I do, you know, do very well and make contacts with people. So one of the things that you can do is you can either have like these little things, these little sheets that people fill out for like enter your drawing, or I also can use Project Broadcast, and that's another way that I've collected information. So what I can tell you is the last event that I had, I did not get as many people texting the Project Broadcast number as I did the last two times that I used it. It was very weird. The event itself, I felt I did very well because I want to say my sales were around $750, $800. A lot of people took like my cards that I had, you know, like I had made like little cards to hand out to people. I was having people, I filled out stuff or, you know, made cards for the Disney sweepstakes that you can enter, that customers can enter, all kinds of things. And I did all of that. And a lot of them had on there like text win to my Project Broadcast number. And when they text it, I have it set up that it collects their information. And literally, so just say hypothetically, if I had 20 people fill it out, at the end of the day, I could go on to Project Broadcast where that all that information was collected for people typing in the word win. And I could push a button and it would automatically pick a winner for me. I don't even have to do that with any other app because I do have an app when I do like raffles on things. So I really like that, but it doesn't really benefit you too much if people don't do it. So a way that you can try to get them to do it, and what I'm going to have to do this Saturday is I'm going to have to say, like, text it right now, like while you're standing here with me, like text win and do the thing. And maybe I'll give them like a bar of wax for free, something. It's like getting their information so you have people to follow up with it's worth it because eventually you're going to have, you know, them be repeat customers and order more. So I like to use Project Broadcast to show them things that are coming out and communicating with them. And I can tell you that over time, the amount of people that I have as customers has grown a crazy amount from doing things like this event or like doing fundraisers. So if you don't like events, this is another way, doing the sample route, but just make sure that you're keeping good notes. Make sure you have the ability to follow up with them. It's useless for you to just hand out samples if you're not following up with people. If you're handing out samples to people that have placed orders on your website or people that have placed orders in parties that you've had hostesses for, you have the means to reach out to them. So do that. So if you've already handed out samples and you've never collected information before, but you know who you've handed samples out to before, start reaching out to them and say, hey, you tried a sample for me, 2 months ago. We have a new catalog now. I didn't know if you wanted a new catalog and maybe try some new samples and go about it that way. So I think that if you try this stuff, absolutely, I want to hear back like some feedback if it worked for you or if you felt comfortable doing that. And yeah, so, and any other ideas, if I ever think of something else that you guys can try, I'm going to share it with you. But for right now, I'm going to stop the recording in a second. I hope everybody has a great night. Thank you for watching, and I hope that this helped you in some way, shape, or form so that you can branch out from your regular inner circle to a bigger outer circle. So have a good night. Thank you.